Rico-chan, we found the key code. Oh, you have it? Do you have the bookmark? No, we left it where we found it, but the code is 88591336. I understand. Give me a sec. So by using my Nijigasaki virtual ID and verifying that I'm on the student council, I could gain access to that specific camera. Here you go. Did you just print out the camera footage? Oh right, unfortunately my clearance level prevents me from accessing the footage directly. I can only access the next best thing, which is a record of the names of the people who walk by that camera. I don't understand. Nijigasaki High School is always fitted with the highest caliber technology for the good of our students. As such, the cameras are equipped with pattern recognition that can identify students by their faces. The cameras can recognize individual students. Sort of. There are hundreds of cameras around our school capturing thousands of hours of footage each week. There's often too much to skim. With our facial recognition technology, we can identify the motions of specific students if we don't know exactly where she goes. Then a simple search will suffice. What I've printed out here are the records of the students who passed underneath the camera outside the clubroom during the time of the crime. Think of it as a set of automatic access records for the part of the hallway. So that's how that works. Thank you, Shiriko-chan. Yu-chan, let me take a look at it. Sure, here you are. This is kind of hard to read. It doesn't really tell us much at first glance. You're right, it's just a bunch of names and directions with no context. Karin, unknown, Karin. That explains it. There's also an entry that reads unknown. Could that be our true culprit? Maybe. I can't tell why Karin-san is on here 5 times either. Yu-chan, do you think you have anything that will help provide context to these camera records? Maybe I have just the thing. What if we use the clubroom access records? Since the camera is right outside the clubroom, anyone who enters or leaves the clubroom must also be logged into the camera records. Oh yeah, good thinking, Yu-chan. Let's take a look at these camera records again, with a bit of adjustment. Karin-san enters clubroom. Karin-san leaves clubroom. True culprit leaves printing room. Karin-san goes around the hallways. Karin-san enters clubroom again. Karin-san leaves clubroom again. There we go. Isn't that much easier for us to read? I even managed to work in what Karin-san told us earlier. Remember when she said that she had strolled around the entire hallway? Good thinking. How did you know which entries are what? Well, the clubroom access records say that Karin-san entered the clubroom at 4:05 and 4:20, so I wrote those there. That means the entries right after them must be when Karin-san left the clubroom. Leaving the clubroom is also the only way to go westbound, where the camera is. The remaining Karin-san entry at 4:14 must have been when Karin-san was moving around the halls, since she was moving north. That means she must have been going counterclockwise. Yeah, thanks, Ayumu. My only question now is, what's with the unknown entry? Our cameras are very cutting edge, but technology always has its limits. Naturally, the camera wouldn't be able to identify a student under suboptimal lighting conditions, or if the student concealed her face somehow. Essentially, if the camera can't see the student's face, it won't be able to tell who it is. So, like Rina-chan? Oh my, yes, like Rina-chan. Either that, or they accidentally covered their face somehow. I suppose if the student knew about their facial recognition function, they would know how to trick it, but only members of the student council and its affiliates would know about it. Like Nana-san? Yes, exactly. I nearly forgot she used to be on the student council. And what about Ai-chan? Doesn't she often help out with the student council? She does, and it's totally possible she knew about the facial recognition function as well. So when it comes down to it, it still all boils down to those 3, huh? Well, on the bright side, we now have some evidence to suggest that Karin-san was taking a leisurely stroll around the hallways instead of printing the VIP tickets. Since there's an entry for Karin-san at 4:14, that means that Karin-san was not in the printing room at 4:14. Karin-san took 6 whole minutes to go around the hallways. She wasn't kidding when she said she was moving really slowly. Not to mention, we now have evidence to suggest that someone else may have headed towards or away from the printing room. Although this 4:11 p.m. time is sandwiched between the 4:10 of the printer turning on and the 4:15 of the tickets being printed. How does that work? There's There's only a single unknown entry on here. The culprit must have went around the hallways instead of coming back the same direction. These are all questions we need to figure out. We'll have to work on them as we go along. I'll just replace the clubroom hallway camera on my court record. I don't think I need it anymore. Camera records added to the court record. The camera record suggests that Karin-san was strolling around the hallways from 4:08 to about 4:14. This will definitely help us in our trial. Thanks again, Shiriko-chan. Trip to Akihabara. Shiriko-chan, I need to know for sure. Are you sure you only went to Akihabara to run an errand for the children's center? Why are you asking me that? Of course I'm sure. That's exactly what I did.
Are you sure about that?
And of course this whole lock thing again. I don't know what I'm supposed to present. She's lying about something here, but there are several things that it could be. Maybe she didn't actually go to Akihabara, or maybe she did something else for someone else. I'll probably need to break her locks to see what she's really hiding. Yeah, but I don't know what to do. Trip to Akihabara. Shiriko-chan, when you went to Akihabara on the day of the crime, what were you really there for? You think I'm being dishonest? Perhaps some of the evidence I'm finding doesn't line up. Doesn't line up? Maybe I have two pieces of evidence that wouldn't make sense together. Assuming that she was actually running an errand for the children's center. Shiriko-chan, please take a look at this evidence for me. Do I actually know this? I don't think so.
5 minutes later.
Your location. Shiriko-chan, about the location ping you sent to Ai-chan. It says you were inside Akihabara Station at 3:50 at the time of the crime. Is that correct? That's right, but where's the problem in that? Analyzed alone, there is no issue. But if you pair it with another piece of evidence, a contradiction becomes apparent. I wonder, could anyone have witnessed Shiriko-chan's movements when she went to Akihabara? Here is the piece of evidence that contradicts your location ping. Do I know that? Probably not. Maybe I don't have the evidence I need yet. I better make sure I have the clues I need before I try tackling this again. I feel like I'm missing something. Let's present this to Karin. We found a white diamond in the printing room. Is this yours? No, but I know who it belongs to. Really? Who does it belong to? Daya-san? Kasumi-chan? It's Ai's. Her idol outfit has a line of these on her top. It must have fallen off. This is from Ai-chan's idol outfit? White Diamond updated it in the court record. Why would something from Ai-chan's idol outfit be found in the printing room?
I don't know. That's what we're trying to find out.
We gotta ask about Shiriko-chan. Shuto-san, about this person. Height 160 centimeters, measurement 79, 56, 78. Huh? You've met her before? Partially. It was on May 11th. She had caught my eye because she was in the same school uniform that model Asaka Karin was in. May 11th is the day that the simulated crime occurred, right? That's right. Shiriko-chan had come to Akihabara on the day of the crime to run an errand for the children's center she usually volunteers at. I see. What? What's with that response? Maybe I should continue this line of questioning. Shuto-san's reaction to that seemed off, somehow. Shuto-san, when I told you that Shiriko-chan had come here to run an errand for the children's center, you seemed confused. What's up with that? It's no big deal, but if you want my personal opinion, her actions didn't really seem like she was assisting a children's center. What do you mean? Well, she seemed to be carrying some merchandise. Items that you could buy from the various shops here in Akihabara. Merchandise? Hey, Yu-chan, didn't Shiriko-chan say she was asked by Ai-chan to buy some souvenirs? She did, but the implication was also that she wasn't able to get the stuff for Ai-chan. Oh, do you think Shiriko-chan just wanted to have fun in Akihabara after all? Pick up some cool merch while she was here? It's possible, but... This is Shiriko-chan we're talking about. I highly doubt she'd skip practice just to go mess around here in Akihabara. You're right. I wonder what's the deal with that. Something else I should bring up. She was not alone. She was with somebody? Correct. I didn't get a good look at the other person, but she was with an adult. Okay then. One more thing. What time did you see Shiriko-chan? I saw her twice. Once at 3:10 and another at 4:30. The first time she was alone. The second time she was with the adult I mentioned. I don't know what to make of this info, but thanks. I can write an affidavit for your own reference. Give me a sec. Shuto's affidavit added to the court record. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Looking over the info here and the thing Shuto-san gave me, something seems off. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I know there's something. Okay, now that I got what I missed, I think we're good for the whole Shiriko Glock thing. Here's a piece of evidence that contradicts the location, and it is the Shuto affidavit thing. Your location ping says you were at Akihabara Station at 3:50. That much is certain. But Karin-san's producer said you were at Akihabara at 3:10 and 4:30. Clearly, you arrived at Akihabara much earlier than 3:10 and left much later than 4:30. So my question is this. Why did you return to the station at 3:50 if you weren't coming or leaving? I'm on the right track. Just a bit more pressure. Shiriko-chan, please tell me the truth. It has nothing to do with the crime. You can stop now. Sorry, Shiriko-chan, but I need to make sure. Please tell me, why did you make a stop at the station at 3:50? Haven't you considered the multitude of possible reasons? If you really must know, I was simply picking up somebody from the station. You mean an adult? An adult? According to Karin-san's producer, they saw you at 4:10 with an adult. Yes, that's right. She must have seen me walking with a staff member of the children's center. Somehow I don't think that's right. I think I know who that adult was, and this would be the key to the answer. I don't really have a clue on who this would be, unless it was her sister. Shiriko-chan, you've never mentioned traveling with any adult in Akihabara. If it were simply a staff member of the children's center, I don't think you would have bothered keeping that fact hidden. In reality, the adult you were traveling with, it was your sister, wasn't it? If you were traveling with your sister, I think it's safe to say that you were never running an errand for the children's center, right? Let's say that you're right. Huh? Assume that I admitted that I went to Akihabara just to pick up my sister and spend some time with her. I don't think this changes anything in the end, correct? But that would mean you lied about going to Akihabara for the sake of your children's center. Very well, I concede the point. I may have lied and I apologize. Sorry, I'm not done with you just yet, Shiriko-chan. Mifune Shiriko, the model student council president, I say nearly perfect in every regard, probably the most responsible of us all. Yet you skipped out on the day of idol practice for a day of leisure at Akihabara. I don't buy it. Whatever your reason was for not showing up to practice that day, it must have been extremely important. Very well. What do you suppose this oh-so-important reason for skipping practice was? I might have to take a shot in the dark for this one, but if I play all my cards correctly, Shiriko-chan, this is the true reason you went to Akihabara on the day of the crime. Oh, shoot! I don't know. Should I just present stuff and pray? Oh my god! The LD-2 incident. I almost forgot, and we did this earlier. Oh my god. Shiriko-chan, do you happen to know about this? How did you know about that? Unlock successful. That took a lot of time. The LD-2 incident. I'm sorry, I probably snooped around too much. During our search for the bookmark, we found Kaoruko-san's files on the incident. Normally, I'd admonish you for prying into my sister's private affairs, but doing so would be hypocritical of me, I think. What do you mean? This so-called LD-2 incident, I was never supposed to know about it either. You mean you found out about it in the same way that we did? It was 4 years ago. Shiriko, can you hear me okay? Yes, how is college, Nae-san? I think I'll get the hang of it. What I haven't gotten the hang of yet is keeping track of all my belongings. Nae-san, did you forget something at home again? Whoopsie, my bad. Can you go into my room and grab my laptop charger? It should be plugged in under my kokatsu. Hand it to Mom and have her mail it to me, will ya? Okay then, but wouldn't it have been simpler if you just called Mom directly? I called you because I know you won't snoop like Mom would. I have stuff that's only meant for me, you know. Listen, don't touch anything besides the charger, okay? I trust you on this. I understand. Still, this would have been so much easier if you just went to college here in Tokyo instead of... where was it? Shizuoka-ken? I think I pronounced that right, I don't know. That's in the Chubu region, right? Why'd you pick a college so far away? You could have picked up anything you left behind yourself. I like the music curriculum here. So I did exactly what she told me to. I found the charger and had it mailed to Nae-san. But I couldn't help my curiosity. There must have been something around that kokatsu that she was trying to hide from everyone. That's where she asked me to get the charger, right? So after a month of internal conflict, my desire for the truth won out. And that's when I found it. The door that led underground to that which should never have been seen by the rest of the world. Shiriko looks pretty with long hair. I take it that you found the same pathway under Nae-san's kokatsu? Yes, it was locked with a key that we found elsewhere in a room. Back then, there was no lock on it. I suppose she installed it sometime between then and now. Which means the investigation is still ongoing. So, do you happen to know what this LD-2 incident is ultimately about? I wish I knew. It's been 4 years, and I still don't have the slightest clue. I tried doing some research on the women whose info was up on the wall. I found absolutely nothing. If there was ever any info on them, it's been wiped off the face of the earth. It's almost as if they never existed. No way! So how is this related to your trip to Akihabara in the end? On the day of the crime, Nae-san had asked her to come to Akihabara to pick up some merchandise, meet her at the station to give her some items she had left at home, and pick up more merchandise before sending her off. Some items of the merchandise were small knickknacks and trinkets, perhaps gifts for someone, but most of it was hardware, no doubt to aid in whatever investigation she was doing. When I had finally set off Nae-san with all of her items, she got on a train to head westward towards the Chubu region. Because of that, I have no doubt that this so-called LD-2 incident is related to her favor that she asked of me. So that's how it is. Thank you for telling us. Golly, what a bleak story. I've got a question, Shiriko-chan. Didn't Ai-chan also ask you to help her pick up merchandise? If you were picking up merchandise from Akihabara anyway, what was stopping you from getting the stuff for Ai-chan too? Oh yes, about that. Ai's shopping list. When Ai-san had called me about potentially picking up souvenirs for her, she also sent me the list of items that she wanted. Unfortunately, the list wasn't exactly short. With how much I was already buying and carrying for Nae-san, I was afraid of mixing with Ai-san's merchandise, especially since Nae-san's operation was meant to be secretive. That makes sense, but why couldn't you just buy the stuff after you sent Karuku-san off? It's strange, but... Nae-san was awfully insistent on leaving me as soon as possible. Thanks for taking the time to come out here to help me. I know you've got a busy schedule and all. Don't mention it. Now I've got to pick up some merchandise for one of my friends here too. But I've already taken up so much of your time away from school. Don't you still have idol practice at Nijigasaki today? They're probably going to be finishing up soon. I most likely won't be able to catch up with them. Well, aren't you tired of walking around so much? Don't you just want to go home? But Nae-san, I think you should go home, Shiriko. I honestly don't know why she responded the way she did. I sure hope she isn't involved in anything dangerous. Is that so? So that's how it is. Anyway, I don't think I need to be secretive with this anymore. You can have the list that Ai-san sent me, if you think it'll help your investigation. Yes, we'll take it, thank you. Shopping list added to the court record.